Hey, what's up, guys? Mike from the Oak Cliff Kickboxing Academy. Gonna break down all the action from UFC 162, Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman, giving you live results, breakdown, and analysis. First fight on the prelims, Mike Pierce versus David Mitchell. Pierce did the smart thing. Instead of taking him down because he is a wrestler, Mitchell has good jiu-jitsu, so he put him against the fence, but he wasn't just holding them there. He was looking for his punches, and it comes in the second round. He lands a nice left hook that drops him. Mitchell's trying to cover up, but he's eating hammer fist after hammer fist, and referee Steve Mazzagatti breaks it up. In the other Facebook prelim, Brian Melanson versus Seth Baksinski. I actually saw Brian fight several years ago at Strikeforce. I believe he fought Isaac Valley Flag. And both guys, early in their career, they didn't look so good. But they improved so much over the years. And I had picked Baksinski to win. I didn't take that into account. And Baksinski was on the road too, though. But Melanson, he's throwing big power from the very beginning. And said he had the height advantage, the size, but he didn't use that too well. And at the very end, with maybe 1-2 seconds left, Brian catches him, and he was already had been hurt for a while, and he finishes it. The bell rings, and then the referee calls it. Kicking off the FX prelims, Edson Barboza versus Rafaello Oliveira. And Oliveira actually had the right game plan to get in Edson's face, not give him any room to get his strikes off. Unfortunately, that's easier said than done because Barbosa moves around very, very good. Great takedown defense, and he was still able to get his leg kicks going. And by the end of the first round, they were really adding up. And in the second, Barbosa finishes it with the leg kicks, and referee Herb Dean has to wave it off. Next up, Dave Herman throws a couple of leg kick feelers, and Gabriel Gonzaga goes over the top with the right hand that lands perfectly. A couple of follow-up shots, and it's over really, really quick, like less than 10 seconds. Ultimate Fighter winner Norman Parke, he had a good first round, an even better second. Not so great third though, but too little too late for Tokudome, so Norman Parke picks up the decision. In the featured prelim, we may have seen Chris Leben's last fight in the UFC. Once again, he did not look good. Andrew Craig pretty much had his way with them. Played it a little bit conservatively, but he picks up the biggest win of his career by decision. On to the main card, Swanson versus Dennis Siver. And Dennis Siver was winning this fight early on. Cub Swanson, he throws a lot of fancy stuff, takes a lot of chances. Dennis Siver, though, he's very sound with very great technique. Does not leave a lot of openings. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And he was winning this fight in the first round. And in the second, though, towards the end, Cub did really good. He landed a big punch, and he had also did a big hip toss and got in the mount. So the tide of the fight started turning, and in the third, Cub really poured it on, and he was landing his punches very well. And then the Siver goes down. A little bit of a late stoppage by Herb Dean, but great job by Cub Swanson to stay in this fight and pull out the victory. Tim Boetsch versus Mark Munoz. Fantastic grappling affair. It was actually Tim Boetsch early on with the takedowns. There was some great reversals both ways and some good punching as well. So strong start for Tim Boetsch, but his conditioning is not up to par. And Mark Munoz comes back on him, and he just takes over the rest of the fight. Very strong in the third. Lots of ground and pound, and Mark Munoz picks up the decision. Tim Kennedy versus Hodrick Gracie. Good first round for Gracie. He got the takedown, he got back control, but he wasn't able to get the submission. And in the second, Kennedy with the takedowns, and he had back control for a little bit. Lots of ground and pound. Third round, Kennedy with the striking. There was one takedown for Gracie, but not enough to win that round. So Tim Kennedy picks up the decision. The co-main event, Frankie Edgar versus Charles Oliveira. No surprise, fight of the year candidate. This fight had it all. Takedowns, submission attempts, great boxing, great kicking, flying knees, a little bit of everything. But Frankie Edgar gets the decision. He was just on another level tonight. Great job. Lots of heart shown by Charles Oliveira. Still a young guy. He'll bounce back. But great job by Frankie Edgar. In the main event, Chris Weidman versus champion Anderson Silva. Of course, most people expecting Weidman to get that takedown, which he does very early on. And he works a little bit of ground and pound. He actually goes for a leg, looking for the knee bar, heel hook combination, unable to get it. Silva back up. And then the fight got really strange with Anderson doing a lot of taunting, telling him bring it on. And actually, Weidman kind of just stood there in front of him like, okay, I'll do it too. And then the round ends and they embrace, they hug, a little kiss. And then once again, Anderson's all fired up, ready to go, telling him to bring it on. But Chris keeps his cool, a little bit smarter in the second round. Anderson, once again, he's taunting, he's getting hit, he's faking like it hurts. But one big shot comes through that really drops him. A couple more shots when he's on the ground. Very fast. Anderson is out cold. Chris Weidman's the new middleweight champion.